Talk and the Self-Love and Self-Care Summit. Our self-love expert today is Ashley Blanshaw. She's here sharing her inspirational story of overcoming a 21-year battle of mental health illness and coming out the other end, learned how to encourage herself and love herself, and even becoming a mentor in the process. Ashley is a singer, a songwriter, a music producer. She's a motivational speaker, an activist, an author, and even a podcast host. She's a very busy lady. She's celebrating, again, 21 years from being sober from mental health illness. And she's here sharing her testimonies and her story through her music, which she's going to share more about with us today. She's the founder of the hashtag Love Yourself campaign for mental health awareness. Ashley, welcome.
Hello, thank you so much for inviting me to come on. Hello, everyone. As she has said, I'm a singer, songwriter, music producer, solo music artist, activist, and advocate for mental health awareness. I'm a motivational speaker, and also I'm an author of 2 books, as My Journey to Recovery and also Inspirational with Ashley Blanshaw. I also have a podcast in a series called Ashley's Inspirations, and also Inspirational Time with Ashley Blanshaw. It's nice to meet you guys on tonight. Thank you so much for inviting me to come on.
I'm so glad you're here. I can't believe you even have time to come and join us with a repertoire as long as yours. You are one busy lady. So I love it. I love the mission. I love the journey. Before we get into it, if you can share with us your thoughts. This is a self-love and self-care summit for women with anxiety. Tell us, why do you think it is that we as women especially struggle with this concept of self-love?
Well, because I think one of the reasons why, because of the negative comments and the negative words that we have been receiving, going through so much negativity, like obstacles and struggles. And sometimes we wonder why, this is happening. Sometimes we wonder why, all right, we might feel this way. All right, maybe, because we have a little hard time, encourage ourselves, but we got to encourage ourselves every day that we are strong. We got to look ourselves in the mirror, get up in the morning and look at ourselves in the mirror, encourage ourselves. All right, because, maybe, facing rejection a lot, by other people. That's what mainly, caused us to have a struggle with self-confidence, because we're so busy, trying to get, others to love us, and trying to, do everything just to please others, and, try to do everything to fit in the crowd so much that, we forgot, how to encourage ourselves and learn how to accept us for who we are, all right, and also to love ourselves and continue to be who we are as individuals, as person, and just focus on getting us together and focus on making us being successful and focus on the things that we should do to make our dreams and our goals successful. So I think my advice is that we need to continue to encourage ourselves every day. We need to continue to focus on spreading the love for ourselves, but also to each other, continue to share the love, spread the love to ourselves too. Encourage each other, that we are winners, that we are champions, that we are empowered women, that we are beautiful, that we are strong, we're overcomers, we're survivors. We got to keep on encourage ourselves too, that we're more than conquerors, that we are victorious, that we are the head and not the tail, that we are above and not beneath, that we are empowered, that we are beautiful. We got to continue to focus to love ourselves and stop worrying about what the bullies and naysayers have to say. Just focus on what we need to do to make sure that we okay. Focus on what we need to do to make sure that we all right. Continue to take care of ourselves and make sure that we are straight.
I love it. There's a lot packed in there, but there's no one answer as to why we're so hard on ourselves. And you hit so many important points between hearing and believing what these other people are saying about us, and also our own compassionate hearts and wanting to serve and help and provide for everyone around us. And then we forget, we're part of the equation too, that we need to circle that back for us if we want to truly embody being a compassionate, powerful person. it can't just be going outwards. It needs to come inwards, because I love the phrase. I wish I could remember where it originated, but this idea of we end up giving everyone what's left of us instead of the best of us. And I think you so poignantly hit that right on the head. And I know you had your own personal journey to get to that place, to get to that understanding. And sharing our stories is such a crucial key to destigmatizing mental health issues and to clearing the shame behind these negative thoughts that we so many of us have, and we kind of keep to ourselves. And hearing these stories from other people helps to shine a light on the shared humanity of these experiences. And I really want to hear the details to your personal journey, this 21-year journey that you've been on that has brought you to this powerful, inspirational, self-loving place.
Also, as I mentioned, I'm author of 2 books. My first book, My Journey to Recovery, it talks about how my spiritual connection with God and also my music connection and my faith in God had helped me overcome this battle for 21 years. Last year, I wrote the book. It was 20 years. So this year is 21 years since I overcame this battle. It was a long journey. It was a tough battle. It was a rough journey. So many obstacles and struggles I was going through with this battle, but with God's healing and strength, I overcame it. Because of this battle, I was bullied a lot. I was teased a lot. I also struggle with myself, with self-love and self-care. All right. I struggle with depression. I suffer from suicidal. I struggled with self-confidence. All right. I was bullied a lot. I was teased a lot. I was judged a lot. I was rejected. I was being pushed away. All right. Because originally I'm from Brooklyn, New York, but I'm residing here now in Westchester County, Elmsford, New York. I always question, why I was in the situation that I am. I always question why I'm in the obstacles and struggles that I am in. Because, why would God move me from Brooklyn, a place they said that was not safe, a place they said it wasn't safe for me to live my life, to get an education. And I'm moving here to Elmsford, and I'm going through so many obstacles. Because I've been suffering with this battle since I was a girl, because of the obstacles and struggles, I was going through as a child. All right. And then, going through so much childhood trauma, that caused me to walk to school feeling depressed, walking to school feeling sad, walking to school, feeling unhappy, all right, and everything. And then, then when people, look at you, why you feel so depressed, they immediately start to judge you. And that's exactly what I was going through. I was really, because every time I walk into school feeling depressed because of obstacles and struggles I was going through as a child, all right, people will look at me, very evil eye look. People would judge me. I was called crazy. I was called mental. I was called unstable. And so it caused me, also suffer from a learning disability. So that added more worse. All right. Because I was wondering, all right, why would God remove me from Brooklyn, New York, a place that said that wasn't safe, a place that said it wasn't safe for me to get an education, to live a life there. And I'm moving here to Elmsford, New York. All right. And I'm going through so many obstacles. I'm going through so many struggles. All right. Now I'm suffering with this battle now on mental health illness. Now I'm getting teased because I suffer from a learning disability. All right. Now I'm walking around feeling depressed. I'm walking around feeling sad. Okay. Now it's caused me to get bullied in school. It's caused me to get teased. It's caused me to get judged. Now I'm being rejected. Now I'm being pushed away. Now I'm struggling with self-confidence. I'm having suicidal moments. All right. I'm having moments when I feel like quitting and giving up. So what? But I realized that everything has a purpose. I realized for me and my perspective that everything I went through was nothing but a setback, because God has a greater comeback for me. All right. Because I can have a testimony to share with the people. I can share my story to the people. I can be a blessing to the people, encouraging people. Also mention that I'm in the process of becoming a mentor, all right, to people who struggle struggle with mental health illness, to encourage them, to let them know that they're not alone. All right, I can be a blessing to them. I can love them. I can encourage them. I can give them great advices. I can pray for them. I can give them my books, right? Because, mental health illness is also an important topic. And as an activist and as an advocate, for mental health awareness, and also a survivor, a 21-year-old survivor and overcomer of mental health, that I want to, continue to, be that blessing to people. So it was really struggle. It was really hard. So also going through this mental health illness, I mentioned earlier, I suffer from a learning disability. So that also caused it to make it worse. So I rebelled a little bit. I did everything, to fit in the crowd. I did everything, to get people's approval. I've been fighting with people just to get love from them, because instead of giving me, love and encouragement, which I needed while going through this battle, while going through depression and dark moments, they judged me for it. They criticized me. And I was like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? All right, I'm just going through some obstacles and struggles. I just wanted people to understand that I'm not crazy. I'm not me. Or instead of you, is when somebody goes through a mental health illness battle, all right, instead of you getting to know that person and show that person love and encouragement, people judge. We get judged for it. We get bullied for it. We get teased for it. All right. Try to get to know that person before you make any type of comment. All right, okay, understand what a person's going through. Try to get to know that person. People didn't want to get to know me or what the obstacles and struggles I was going through. When people had asked me about what was the problem, they sounded like they wasn't interested. They sounded like, it was, they sound like they didn't care. They didn't they wanted to care, but the way they were talking and what they're asking me, that they didn't really want to try to care. They didn't want to try to help me and this and that. All right, so I developed trusting issues because of it. I didn't want to trust anybody. All right, I struggled with forgiveness because of it. All right, I was like, I mentioned earlier, I rebelled a little bit. I ended up in a relationship at a very young age. 12, just to get love from people. I did everything that the crowd was doing. All right, wear clothes that they were wearing, go to places that they were going. All right, but I realized later on that God sees the best in me. God sees the great in me. All right. I shouldn't focus on what the bullies and naysayers have to say. I shouldn't pay attention, to the negative comments that they're saying to me. I got to focus on what Ashley needs to do. I got to focus on what Ashley needs to get accomplished. I got to focus on loving myself. I got to focus on, taking care of me and make sure that I'm straight. All right, because I know God sent me here for a purpose, so I can have a story, so I can have a testimony to encourage the people who struggle what I've been through, that you're not alone. All right, that you're going to make it through this, that you're going to be healed, that you're going to overcome. All right, that you're going to make it through this together. All right, so I gotta realize that I gotta love me for me. Yeah.
So what was the catalyst for that change in your journey? At what point is there one point where you reached, this realization that something needs to change? I need to change something in here, my perspective in here. And what was that for you? And what helped you to transition into this place where you start to be able to encourage yourself? You start to find the words to motivate yourself with kindness instead of beating yourself up.
Well, the first thing that helped me is that I started to read the Bible. I started to pray to God, me getting more closer to my music connection. I think that was mostly also the main thing, because in the book, it talks about how my spiritual connection with God and also my music connection, helped me overcome. So, I'm a singer, I sing in church, I sing some songs by my favorite singing artists that I look up to. I was listen to some songs that empower me, to not be afraid to be me, to always love me for me and always appreciate me. And also listen to some music that encouraged me, to keep on having faith in God, keep on praying. I started to read the Bible. All right. I started, I made up my mind that I refuse to be because I realized that rejection is going to come no matter what. No matter what, rejection is going to come. And I realized that. not everybody's not going to like you. Not everybody's not going to love you. And not everybody's not going to be behind you. But we got to understand that we got to focus on, no matter what type of rejection we face, we got to make sure that we made up our minds and we make a decision that we're going to focus on the great things. We're going to focus on the positive things. We're going to focus on what we need to do to be successful, focus on the careers that we have, and focusing on the dreams that we have. All right, I made up my mind that I'm not going to pay attention to what the bullies and naysayers have to say. All right, I made up my mind that God has me. All right, I made up my mind that I'm going to focus on being Ashley and doing what Ashley wants to do. But the main thing that really helped me is that I had to forgive. And as I mentioned earlier, that going through this battle and people, sounded that didn't care, that bullying and teasing because of my mental health in this battle, it caused me a struggle to forgive. Forgiveness, was a very difficult thing that I struggled with, because forgiveness and we wasn't connecting at all. Right? Because back in 2009, one of my spiritual fathers of the church that I go to, encouraged me to join the church. He wants me to join the church. He wants me to become a Christian. It's time for me to do, what the Lord has for me. And I was like, I don't want to join the church. Why I need to join the church? Because I was so angry. I was so mad. I was so frustrated, because I needed love and encouragement for these people. And they wasn't doing anything, to help me. As I mentioned earlier, instead of them giving me love and encouragement that I needed, they pushed me away. They rejected me. They even bully and tease me about the learning disability that I was suffering from. All right. They sound like that they didn't really want to try to help me. Every time they asked me, they sound like that they didn't care. All right. Or wasn't very interested to help me with this problem. And they pushed me away. They say all the types of negative things to me. So why should I forgive? Because if I become a Christian, that means I have to love them. To still help them out. I still got to be nice too. And that's the, very thing that, I really struggle from. Because if I become a Christian, that means I got to be nice to these people. All right. I got to treat them nice. I still got to love them. So it's like, it was very, very difficult, because I needed love and encouragement for them. And when I become a Christian, I got to do it to them, even though I was receiving none of them from them. I got to love them. But I realized that Jesus went to the cross to die for us. Jesus went to the cross to die for us, so our sins to be forgiven and for us to be forgiven. And Jesus can go to the cross and die for us so we can be forgiven and for our sins to be forgiven, that we got to have the faith and the courage to do that to others. But we heard this saying, forgive them for us, not for them, but for us. And when I mean forgive them for us, when we hear the term forgive them for us instead of them, forgive them for us so we can move forward. So we can focus on the great things that God has for us. So we can focus on being successful and focus on making our careers and our businesses successful. So we won't continue to walk around, stuck in this pit and stuck in this negative thing. So we won't be trapped, that we won't be stuck in the burden. So we won't continue to walk around self-blaming ourselves and blaming us for what happened to us is our fault. And because I used to self-blame myself too. And plus, I was even blamed by the bullies and naysayers, for the things that I was going through. So forgive them for us. It's important to forgive so we can move forward. All right. But it's important that Jesus went to the cross to forgive us, and to forgive our sins. We got to forgive others because he did it for us. We got to do it for other people too. But most importantly, to get them for us, so we won't continue to walk around self-blaming ourselves. We won't stuck in that negative burden. We can focus on being successful, focus on us, get us together, focus on what we need to do to be successful, to continue to encourage ourselves, and do not be afraid to accept for who we are, and to accept who we are as human beings, so we continue to love ourselves. All right. So we continue to make sure that we're straight. So that's why. So those are the two.
I love that. I'm so glad you brought up the topic of forgiveness, because it's so tied, our ability to forgive others and our ability to forgive ourselves, because we hold ourselves accountable for every misstep that we've ever made. And how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're stuck in this blame and judgment and inability to let go of those grievances, not being able to forgive others, the story of Jesus is so impactful for you to see that as an example. And seeing those examples are so important to be able to see, oh, that's what that looks like. And for me, it's the story that the Dalai Lama tells about a fellow monk who was also captured and imprisoned for years. And it's not a pleasant experience to be a prisoner of war. And years later, the Dalai Lama spoke to that monk and he asked, what was the hardest part about this experience for you? And his answer was feeling as though he might lose his compassion for the guards that held him there. And I was blown away by that concept. You're taken unrightfully and held prisoner by these people and treated terribly. And his hardest thing to do, the hardest part of that experience, was trying to hold on to his compassion for the guards, because he knew that if he let go of that the anger and the judgment would come in and would eat him alive. And from example, I know from example that it doesn't help anything holding that judgment, and it hurts. And when you step into that ability to forgive others, it opens up permission for you to forgive yourself too, for not being perfect. And it starts to make the idea of failure less and less scary. The idea of being perfect becomes less and less important. So I'm so glad you brought up the topic of forgiveness.
Yeah, because it's really difficult. That's like the most difficult thing to do, because we need people, to encourage us, especially while going through this mental health and this battle. Since we've been bullied a lot, we've been hurt so much by these people. It's like, why should we be the bigger person? Or because we need these people when we go through our downs. All right, when we go through our downs, they want to be here, when we go through our ups. But when we go through our downtime and when we go through our depression moments, when we go through our dark moments, they just want to walk away, just push that to the side. And, sometimes, it's very, so forgiveness is like the most difficult thing to do, because we've been hurt so much. We've been dealing with bullies and naysayers that did us wrong, that really did some hurtful things, say some hurtful things, when we needed them during our downtime, they wasn't there, all right, and stuff. So it's really, really difficult. But, we got to realize that Jesus went to the cross to die for us, so we could be forgiven, for our sins to be forgiven. All right, so we got to have the faith to encourage others too, because he did it for us. We got to do it for them as well. But, forgive them for us though, so we won't continue to stuck in that negative burden. And as I mentioned earlier, continue to walk around ourselves, blaming ourselves, so we can continue to move forward and focus on the great things that are in our lives.
Yeah, I love it. You're right. That continuing to blame ourselves, we can't move forward. We're just stuck. You're stuck in the past, and we can't change the past. All we can do is learn from it and move forward. So I think that was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. One last question for you, for the woman watching this who is still stuck in that place of believing that thought that she hears, that I'm not good enough, that it's coming from within, and she really identifies with that idea. What's your one best piece of advice to share with her, to encourage her, to motivate her?
Well, hello, everyone. So my advice to you is to just keep on focusing on being successful, keep on staying true to who you are, keep on focusing, all right, of doing the great things that God has for you, keep on focusing on making your dreams and your business successful, but always encourage yourself that you're more than a conqueror, that you are the head and not the tail, that you are above and not beneath, that you are a winner, that you are a champion, that you are victorious. Continue to love you every day, all right? Continue to encourage yourself that you are healed, that you are delivered. No matter what you're going through, you will make it through this. No matter what battle or addiction that you go through, all right, you will overcome it, all right, because God is doing something special in your life. God is doing something great in your life, all right. He's doing amazing things in your life. Just keep on holding on. Just keep on staying focused. Don't let any negative comments, don't let any negative words, all right, don't let any obstacles or struggles or battles or addiction that you might be facing stop you from reaching the great things that is happening is happening in your life, stop you from reaching your dreams and your goals to be successful. All right, don't let none of that stop you from being who you are as a person. Just continue to love you, just to continue to have faith, just keep on praying, and just focus on being you. Just love you for you, accept you for who you are. All right, don't pay attention with the negative comments and the negative words that the bullies and naysayers are receiving. Always know that you serve a God that sees the best in you, and you serve a God that sees the great in you. And if you just hold on, if you just be strong, if you just keep on, just keep on pushing and moving forward, I'm telling you, greater things is going to come. It's just because you are a winner. You are a champion. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. All right, just keep on. Hold it on. You will do it.
I love it. That was great. Thank you so much. Now, you have a really amazing and generous offer, gift to share with our audience. Tell us about that.
Yes, so I am offering to give out physical signed copies of both of my books, My Journey to Recovery and also Inspirational with Ashley Blanshaw. All right, so if you want more info, please DM me on Facebook Messenger for more info.
That's awesome. And that link is going to be down below on the page, as well as every single link to meet her on social media, connect with Ashley, and learn more about her. Again, she's singer, songwriter, podcast host, author, motivational speaker. She just has a wealth of amazing messages to share and to inspire you. So please check her out, learn more about her. Thank you so much, Ashley Blanshaw, for joining us today. I love your message and I love your inspirational story.
Thank you so much for inviting me to come on. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Ashley. All right. Bye, everybody.